with Burt Barron on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. From politics to entertainment, from social issues to lifestyles, from newsmakers to pop culture. If it's Jersey, it's on Jersey Central with Burt Barron, 732-545-9282, or toll free at 888-545-9282.
737 back on Jersey Central on the new Talk Radio WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. We're going to do our contest sometime in this half hour for the voucher to see Clever Little Lies at the West Side Theater in New York City, starring Marlo Thomas. Someone's going to win a pair of tickets for that. And we've also got our Need to Know Things coming up in this half hour as well, because we're going to have some special in-studio guests for the 8 o'clock hour this morning. All right, and we'll tell you more about that coming up. But right now on the Raritan Bay Medical Center Jersey Newsmaker Hotline, a weekly feature that we do that we call What's It Worth? So let's welcome in the president of National Estate Jewelers in East Brunswick, our good friend, Mr. Barry Blank, who's back with us today. Good morning, Barry. How you doing today?
Good morning. Bright and sunny and wonderful.
There you go. Nice and shiny like a new piece of gold, right?
You could say that. Well, a new piece of gold might not be so shiny, although that's what they say when they mine it, you know.
Yeah, I guess. That's right.
Yeah,
exactly.
There she is.
Yeah. And speaking of gold mining, we're going to cover for our feature today, you know, something, Barry, it's something I never really thought about when it came to the precious metals industry. And that's really the environmental impact when it comes to doing all this mining for gold and silver and platinum. Talk about environmental impact. Is there a demand on our planet just to get these precious metals?
You better believe there is. I mean, there are thousands of pounds of soil and rock that have to be moved, and in the process to get 1 ounce of gold. And in moving this soil, there's water that's used in drilling and explosives that are used in blasting, not to mention the human factor and the working in hot conditions. So we are any kind of mining, the mining people aren't going to like to hear me say this, but creates huge amounts of pollution.
Oh, so I'm sure it does. Sure, there's machinery involved, and just the fact that you mentioned explosives and whatnot. I mean, it's not Yukon Cornelius sticking his axe in the ground and saying, "I found gold." It's much more involved than that.
That's right. That's right. It's very, very involved, and it is it's very costly to mine. And matter of fact, the higher the price of gold, the more they mine because it makes it more cost effective. With gold where it is now, I'm not an analyst, but I know that it's not anywhere near as profitable when it was $1,900 an ounce, and now today it's under $1,080. It was just $1,078 an ounce.
Okay. So much like we take other things from the earth, Barry, eventually we try to give them back in the form of recycling. Does recycling play a role in precious metals also?
Yeah, you could say it is. And matter of fact, when we buy gold, we're actually recycling the gold because we sell the gold back to a refiner who then takes the 10, 14, 18 karat or whatever purity, even gold filled, and they melt it down, refine it, and get pure gold back out of it. And that process is a lot cheaper than going to buy a $100,000 ground mover or employ people to go mining. It's a very confined process that can be done within a refinery or a building.
So there really is a recycling component to precious metals.
100% recycling.
Wow.
I mean, and the refiners love it because it's easier. In effect, they're actually mining from us, the public, because we're returning a finished product. And very often, you know, if it doesn't have resale value, it's going to be recycled.
Very true. Okay. Aside from the obvious answer, Barry, as to why people sell gold and do this whole recycling process, other than I need a couple of quick dollars, why do people sell gold at the end of the day?
Well, they sell gold because it's something they haven't worn. It's been kicking around in their jewelry box or drawer for years. 2-3 years, and they've never worn it. It's something they inherited, and they don't like it. Something will make everybody laugh. Something from a past relationship, and they'd rather forget it. And you know, it's those are the main reasons. I mean, we can list lots of reasons, but the style goes in and out. People are buying more white gold than yellow gold. Then it goes back to yellow gold, and it just goes back and forth.
Yeah, I guess unlike the tattoo from the bad relationship that you're stuck with, when it comes to jewelry, you could just sell it and there it goes. It's gone, right?
Right. And at least with jewelry, there is some residual value. I mean, there's a benchmark. If you paid 1,000, you're going to get anywhere from as low as 100 to as high as 2 or 3 or 400. And if it's a signed thing like Tiffany or Cartier, you're going to get possibly even more than you paid for it, but it would have to have been purchased a long time ago.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, we talked also previously on the show here about estate jewelry, and now when someone sells a piece to you, it then becomes an estate piece. Estate is a fancy word for just pre-owned. So why would someone want to buy a piece of estate jewelry? What's the advantages to that?
Well, when you're buying something previously owned, you don't have to pay for the marketing. You don't not the marketing, the manufacturing cost. You don't have to pay for the designing, the setting, the picking of the stones. There's no middleman involved. It goes directly from the client to me to the public. And we very often are selling pieces at National Estate that are lower, almost all the time, lower than what it cost me to manufacture them, which means an amazing savings, especially at this time of year when people are needing gifts. I mean, we have so much in that store. We have 1 carat diamond rings, 2 carat diamond rings, 1.5 carat, and smaller,
Mm-hmm.
and smaller, all beautiful, one of a kind vintage items and deco, and you know.
Nice. So you need to get to National Estate Jewelers on Route 18 in East Brunswick. And don't forget, if when you go today, it is free evaluation day where you'll get a free verbal evaluation if you want to bring some items in. Written appraisals are available. They do charge a fee for those, but free verbal evaluations on Tuesday as a way to kind of celebrate Barry Blank's weekly appearances with me here on WCTC. A couple of other things, Barry, we could just touch on. Again, the urban legend about if a stone, if it can scratch a piece of glass. I think we talked about this before. Does that verify that it is in fact a diamond, or is that just urban legend?
That's pretty much urban legend because there are many, many stones that scratch a piece of glass. As a matter of fact, diamond has 3 directions of hardness, but I'm not going to get into that right now.
Okay. Also, speaking of diamonds, someone's walking along and they smash their hand on a wall or something, and the diamond, this beautiful diamond that they have in this gorgeous mounting, the diamond gets damaged. Well, what happens in that case?
Well, I just had a really close friend come to me with his grandmother's diamond, and when we took it out of the mounting, it had a huge chip in it. So it was a carat 44. We cut it down to about a carat 27, which means polishing. It goes to a special diamond cutter. It came out a very high-colored, decolored diamond, which is the best.
Mm-hmm.
And he was so thrilled. We made this diamond really beautiful.
Wow. So
yeah,
something happened to it, and then you made it better, really.
yeah, we made it much
Wow.
better, and it just came out unbelievable. We even took it to the GIA and certified it.
Wow, very nice. And one last thing for you, Barry. If someone has a watch that maybe they want to bring to you, the thing hasn't moved in years. I know it's still right twice a day, but it hasn't worked in a long time. Should they still bring it to you?
By all means, because we have watchmakers and we have access to parts from all over the world, and we can repair it either for the client or we'll buy it in the condition it's in, and we will see if it's worth doing the repair on it.
Very good. And, of course, you can always visit National Estate Jewelers, Route 18, East Brunswick, 732-247 Goldberry. Is that the number you want people to call?
That is the number. That's
Excellent.
The perfect number, 732-247 Gold.
Excellent. Thank you so much, my friend. We'll do this again next Tuesday, okay?
Very good.
All right. Thank you. All right, Barry Blank, my guest on the Raritan Bay